All right. Well, welcome to Spoiler King. There's a cat. It's always bugging me. Um. So yeah, we are gonna watch review. We already watched Firestarter, not the 1984 version with Drew Barrymore, the 2002 version with Zac
20
Efron.
Zac Efron, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So we're gonna watch the trailer. You have a synopsis?
Yep, I
A
got
little
it
breakdown
pulled
of
up.
what it is?
Yep.
All right. All right. So yeah, let's just watch the trailer, break it down real quick, and then talk about our likes and dislikes.
So Firestarter is a 2022 American science fiction horror film directed by Keith Thomas, based on a novel of the same name of Stephen King. It's a remake of the 1984 adaptation of the same name. The film stars Zac Efron, Ryan Kiera, Armstrong, Sidney Lemon, Kurt Woods Smith, John Beasley, Michael Grayes, and Gloria Rubin. Um, that's actually not theoretical.
Yeah.
And it's not telling me much about the film without putting in the plot. So just the film begins with a flashback of baby Charlene, Charlie McGee, in her crib. Charlie spontaneously sets the room on fire with her pyrokinesis powers, sending her father, Andy McGee, into a panic. Basically, she's going to go through learning how to use her powers and how the family deals with the powers that they all three have and how it deals with the world they're in. I don't want to talk about much more because that's it.
Yeah.
That's
That's about
it.
That's about it. The trailer kind of gets into some things. Nothing much, but yeah. I mean, otherwise you're gonna start getting into like big spoilers right off the bat, and you don't do that.
The plot, yeah.
Yeah.
Because anything else, it's all plot because it happens quickly.
Yeah. I already see. We got Derpy. She didn't start the fire. I don't know. I wish I would have downloaded that music. Burn, baby, burn.
Burn, baby, burn. Let's go with burn right
now. So I didn't watch the original. Did you watch the original?
No, I was just taking this off of what this was. I know Drew Barrymore was a child star, and it's one of the movies that she did. But I was just going off of this, and wow,
I didn't read the book either.
So people are saying awful. First thing I like to say, it was like 90 minutes. It was like an hour and a half. This story,
I can appreciate that.
Out.
Yeah.
But I didn't mind the beginning of the story. I think the setup was okay. I didn't mind the way they got their powers. You know, I'm talking about they had got the powers because Andy, whatever, and what's it? Vicky was her mother's name.
Yeah, Vicky.
Both got powers first, and then they gave birth to a baby who has crazy powers.
Yeah, has both of her parents and more.
Yeah.
Which I mean, said, well, it's Dark Phoenix all over again. Let's go.
It is kind of. It's like origin story.
Kind of. Well, let's so we'll get into the bad stuff because I feel like there's going to be a decent amount of that. Let's start with some of the good stuff, man. What was some of the good stuff that you liked?
I mean, I enjoyed the story, the beginning part of the story. I understood it. I followed it. I understood the feelings of the parents.
They gave birth to literally Jean Grey.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. I like the idea that that Zac Efron, he has a telepathy. So basically, he is Push. It was basically that Push movie. That's basically what his powers were. So
it was even called The Push. It's Push. Yeah.
So I mean,
that's funny.
That was fine. I don't think the acting was bad. I thought all that was fine. Once again, I love the fact that it was 94 minutes. The movie began telling a story, starting with flashbacks. They explained who all the characters were, so that those are all good things. I didn't think it was It was a quick movie. It almost seemed like this would have been a movie would have been better to watch on Netflix.
Yeah. I mean, it was on Peacock, which is not bad. This was definitely, if I had to go to the movie theater to see that, I would have been a little bit more upset. This is a perfect streaming, like you said. Like, you know, Netflix would have been probably a better spot. I think it would have got more eyes on it if it was on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. Every time he snapped his neck, I cringed. I didn't get why he did that. You know, maybe the first time because it was like a twitch he did, but then like it became like what he did before he did his thing.
You know, I don't remember why they chose to go into his clinical trial.
They don't tell you. Well, so you find out, big spoiler, you find out later that as kids they were injected with lot 6.
Yeah.
Right, because that's what he said. Like as kids, you find out later that they did it, and then they like in college they kind of brought them back in to study them. Right?
Yeah.
Right. It was kind of weird with that stuff. Zac Efron turns out to be a firefighter.
My thing is, I don't know who's Zac Efron's publicist or who is choosing all the movies for him, but they're doing a really bad job.
Yeah. So I would all right. Sorry, how would you pronounce his name?
Who? Zac Efron?
No, this the commenter on Twitch. GZ Doctor
Doctor Forever. GZ Doctor Forever.
GZ. Let's call you GZ. Sorry, dude. But this is probably like the one thing I did appreciate the most was he said, I like the fact there are consequences to using the power. It weakens you, it's not unlimited, and for some of the powers there was protection from it, you know, aka the lenses, which I think all of them, well, because she had telekinesis.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So Vicky had telekinesis, and then every time Andy uses his telepathy, whatever, his push, whatever, like see like crime blood, and it all affected them seriously.
Yeah, he was getting micro hemorrhages. I think they said where he was literally bleeding from his brain out. You know, so yeah. But I did appreciate that. That was one thing I did like, that it wasn't just unlimited power kind of thing. You know, I mean, for her, I think it was a little different. Because maybe she's born naturally
into it. Yeah. So
you know, so
her cells.
Yeah.
This wasn't lot 6. This was her being born from this thing. So yeah.
So, but yeah, that was one thing. They brought Red Foreman in for no reason. His voice, I think, just because he has a very like certain kind of voice. He has a very
say dumbass.
Dumbass. Well, for me, it's RoboCop. You know, he's you know, he was the bad guy from RoboCop. So when I saw him on that 70s show, I was like, oh shit, look, it's the bad guy from RoboCop. You know, but he just has that very sinister kind of voice. You know, so you know, and he's a really great actor. I enjoy what he does. That was a good detail to include. You know what the penguin used to say "burn baby burn"? What the penguin used to say "burn baby burn"? Was it?
Burn baby,
I don't remember.
burn.
Well, I'm assuming he was from the Batman 2. Batman Returns.
Batman Returns.
Yeah, I don't remember. But one last thing that I really enjoyed was the music. John Carpenter did the music for this one. It was very spot on. Like the music put you in the mood on what was going to happen each time, and it wasn't like overwhelming, but that's what John Carpenter does. He's just like just a little nudge to get you where you need to go.
You know, I watch all these movies when you're dealing with daughters and stuff, because being a father, having 2 girls, I always think about that relationship between the father and the daughter, and him trying to teach her how to, not rely on her powers, to stay calm, how to do those things. And I thought that was really cool, because it was working. He was teaching her how to not blow up the entire school,
Mhm.
even though she blew up some of it. But but being a father, teaching a 8 to 10-year-old girl to control her emotions is very difficult.
Yeah.
And I like that's something I have to deal with every day. So I thought that was kind of cool to put that in there.
Yeah. Yeah. And Derby says, RoboCop is dead when it's in Fortnite. Everything's in Fortnite now. Part of my soul broke a little bit when I saw Kratos God of War in Fortnite. Yeah. But yeah. I mean, that was about it for the good stuff. I mean, there really wasn't like great graphics.
No, was
I mean,
it?
it was just a lot of fire. It was the biggest graphic.
It was kind of dark. You couldn't see a lot of
Correct.
stuff. The captain was maybe okay villain. Like it was.
Was she a villain though? I didn't get
I
what
don't
her game. Well,
know.
I guess we can get into some of the bad stuff now.
Yeah,
I didn't get what her game plan was. Like Kurtwood Smith, the first guy, who played Dr. Wanless.
yeah.
He like, at least I get he's a scientist and he wants to do experiments, blah blah blah, crazy mad scientist type of shit. But with Captain Hollister, it was like, why? Like, you're saying you don't want to use her, but do you want to use her as a weapon? Like, do you want to protect the world or do you want to exploit her? It wasn't clear.
I feel like the captain was basically was coerced, or not coerced, but just convinced to just kill Charlie because it won't be able to control her. So if you can't control her, then just kill her.
Well, then the captain wanted to keep her alive. The other doctor, Dr. Wanless, was like, terminate her.
Yeah, tell the captain to kill her. Because he was trying to enlist all these fellow superhumans to help with stuff. Yeah, and do stuff.
Yeah. So there was no real bad guy.
She was a D- Amanda Waller.
That's pretty spot on, dude. That's like if Amanda Waller wasn't like a badass, it would be Captain Hollister. Like, yeah. That's really spot on, Jimmy.
That's really good.
Yeah. I don't know what. I mean,
you know what? I also felt like kind of like Andy was just like too much of a punk. I know it affects you. Yeah, I know it because when they were running. So after they got out of the house, after Vicky's dead and they burned the house down, whatever, and they're running, right? Like, you can make people do pretty much anything. Like, if you're in dire need, why do you look? I just want to tell Irv, get out. Just hey, get out of your car, move, and let's keep on going. You leave no one else has to die for you, or you want to explain yourself. You just moving.
Wow. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I get he was trying to be a good guy by like saying like we don't know what his power does to people when he's like, what we don't know what happens when we go in there and move shit around in their head. So I get he was trying to be a good guy because he did bad stuff when he was younger.
Yeah.
I mean, justifiable bad stuff, trying to save his daughter, protect his daughter and stuff like that. Still bad stuff. But yeah, I mean, I didn't mind the part that he was trying to be good, but also it's like, pushing things down isn't the way to solve stuff. Just in general, just in life, avoiding the problem is not the way to solve the problem. And then GZ said, the fact they made lenses to protect themselves from getting hypnotized show Hollister wanted to use her as a weapon, but to counter her in case she wanted to go rogue. Yeah.
That's a good point. And I guess that sounds more very X-Men-y. Trying to control, but you really can't control that force.
Yeah. I mean, but the lenses only stopped the push. It didn't stop the telekinesis and obviously the fire. So
yeah.
I don't know. It was just I didn't like that Andy and Rainbird had basically the same power.
Yeah.
It was like, so it was just a 2-power kind of serum. Like,
you get telekinesis or telepathy. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. And it just like it also doesn't explain why she can get hot or why she like can combust. I don't know. It's just weird. Or you know, he said she needed to see things. That's why he was blocking her eyes in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she without sight or blah blah blah. But
She can't.
obviously
She
she's
has to
different.
she had to see at the beginning. Had to see before she can actually shoot the fire. She had to see where she was firing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the fire was already neutralized her. That was a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, and her team, stopped.
They were on the stop.
Yeah.
They basically had captured Charlie.
Yeah. That was it.
And Andy came in and stopped it.
Yeah. No, Rainbird.
Oh, yeah, Rainbird. No, Rainbird.
Yeah, Rainbird at the end. Save Charlie.
Yeah,
Islands even bombs in next.
Andy used his powers to blow up everybody, including himself.
I mean, they foreshadowed that like right off the bat, which I don't mind when you do like giant foreshadowing. He's like, like I'm never gonna use it on her, blah blah blah. I'll never do it. And then I'm like, oh, you're just for sure saying you're gonna do it eventually in the series. Yeah. I thought it was gonna be different. Again, I never seen the original. I had no idea how this was gonna end. I thought it was gonna be very different on why he was gonna use it on her. But he did it.
We're talking about bad. Don't you think the ending was just rushed? It was like, they're like, we got 15 minutes left of film left. Let's get it all in right now.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Hell?
Yeah. See, and Hollister forgot the fire suits are bulletproof from Rainbird. Yeah, which is kind of funny. Which also, she's telekinesis, so she could have easily like flew a spear through them or something. So it's like, what do you have that stops all three at once? Nothing. I mean, at least maybe, I don't know. They should have just had her spray her with fire extinguisher. That's what I thought would have happened. Wouldn't you think that'd be easier instead of you getting dressed? You just like douse her with a chemical that kind of
doesn't allow her to ignite.
Yeah, but then I mean, I don't know. And they were very vague with her powers. Like she was able to like set something on fire on the other side. Like when she lit the campfire.
Yeah.
But then she was like able to scream fire, and then she was able to like be fire. So it was like it was very loose with her powers with that, which was kind of like, is she just like that OP? But it was also Stephen King, who was high off of his ass pretty much on every book. He said so. He said so. So, I mean, details and certain things. I mean, I never read the book. Maybe the book explains a lot better. But I remember that Carrie reboot 2013. Yeah, that was awful. This is probably in the same boat. Up until the end,
I did not hate this movie. That first hour of the movie, I didn't think it was a bad movie. I thought it was moving. I knew where it was going towards. It was just a movie. It was fine. The last 20 minutes, I was like, so you just wanted to finish, huh? Yeah. Let's just like, all right, we don't have a gun. You're just gonna go around killing everybody, and then we'll have this ending, and Rainbird's still gonna live, and what? Like, it's just I didn't even understand what was going on. I didn't think it was a very good ending at all. I was waiting for more things to happen. I didn't understand Charlie allowing Rainbird to live. I just didn't understand. I mean, especially her being a little girl, that just got her mother killed by this same person. Like, a mother and a daughter. Are you crazy at that age? Like it wouldn't even compute to try. You were just being used just like me. Like I don't even, after I just killed my father and everybody else.
Yeah. It's I mean, it would have made more sense if she would have let the lady, she said, here Derpy said to use the tagline flame on. She did use the tagline liar liar pants on fire as she like torched somebody, but that person would have been more understanding, maybe, like, oh, it's a woman, like my mom. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, but instead you let the person who killed your family kind
Yeah.
of, go. And that whole ending was so weird.
It was just so rushed, and that's why it's like,
Yeah, that's what Jimmy's saying. The same thing, little Gene and the other dude walked off together and everything they both did after. Yeah, I don't get it. And then the credits rolled as he was just walking down the beach, which is kind of funny. But yeah. There seemed to be an overlying story about girls and puberty in the movies like this. Carrie, the doctor said that when Charlie became a woman, she's capable of causing a nuclear explosion. So the whole controlling women and their bodies came up. It's subtle. Huh,
no,
that's,
I can see that.
I can kind of see that.
Yeah, but she's
I can
still
see
an
that a little bit.
11-year-old girl. So what 11-year-old girl doesn't want vengeance for someone killing her mother? Like and enforcing. I mean, Rainbird didn't do anything for her father. Her father's the one that made him. Charlie, I mean, Andy's the one that forced her to kill everybody else with the fire. But Rainbird was one of the ones that killed her mother. Vicky's dead because of him.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and you just live, not just let him live, you live with him, but maybe because she's an 11-year-old girl, she knew she needed somebody. And he was the only person that can understand her.
It maybe.
And,
Maybe. I mean, maybe
he has similar powers to her father.
maybe.
And that
I mean, he said to the captain that he's like, she's my sister, she's my mother. I'm like, wait, oh, metaphorically?
Yeah.
I was like, is this what I'm like, oh, it's his sister. I'm like, oh shit, really? I'm like, well, maybe Vicky and him are like siblings. Okay, well, it was like, oh, they're my mother. I was like, okay, wait, what? Because I was like, it threw me off. I was like, okay, so this is a metaphor because you guys both have powers. I was like, okay. Yeah, but Rainbird was the reason the dad got caught. Yeah, Rainbird was the reason why the whole family.
He's literally the only bad superpower person that caught the family. They all would have been cool if it wasn't for him.
Yeah,
and then he gets to stay with her and stay alive, or maybe it should be a scene after where she's like Brightburn, and she's like, just I was just waiting to get you alone, and now I want to torture you too.
Yeah. How I thought it was gonna end was her going because he said burn it all down. I'm like, oh, she's gonna take that literally and burn the entire world down, like burn the big all of it down. That's what I thought was gonna go, or something like that. Where he had where Rainburn had to stop her. That's what I thought it was gonna go at that point. After, like you said, the last 20 minutes, I thought certain things were gonna happen. And it was completely different at every single turn. So I guess I can appreciate that, but I just didn't like. I didn't like how it ended. That was a pretty crappy ending.
Yeah, I think if they would have had a better ending, this is not going to be one of those movies that I ever would have been like, gotta go see it right now. But I think it would have been an enjoyable movie, especially on a streaming service that you can just say, all right, this is good. I'm fine watching it.
Yeah.
Kind of like, what's a movie like that? Like Lost City. It has some good parts. I've been fine with it. It's whatever. I hate the ending.
Yeah. What is this one? So Jimmy said that the old man and his wife live.
Irv?
Yeah, Irv.
Irv is
they
dead.
shot his leg. No, they shot him in the leg. So I don't know. And then he goes, I thought at the end maybe the old man would adopt her.
I thought Rainbird killed Irv. And when he killed the policeman, and I thought he killed Irv too.
No, because remember, Irv got up and started walking back to the house, which I'm like, why are you even getting up at this point? And then he shot him, but I thought he shot him in his leg, like in his knee.
Maybe.
I could be wrong. Wrong because I know the girl came out. She goes, "Oh, I'm sorry," and then that was the last we saw Irv.
Yeah, well, before the black trucks rolled up.
Yeah. So I mean, maybe they killed him.
Yeah,
but definitely, like Irv raising her. That would have been kind of interesting,
Especially, yeah,
because
she gave him that
closure.
the closure that he needed. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he saw Irv walking and shot him. Rainbird could have killed him, but didn't. No reason why. Yeah.
Unless he did kill him.
Yeah. I would have to watch it. I mean, there's a lot of plot holes and big parts where you're like, wait, why didn't you do this, but you did that kind of thing. Yeah. Well, one other good thing I did have to say was the little girl was Ryan Cara Armstrong.
Ryan Kiera.
Yeah, she was amazing. She acted her little butt off. She was really, really good in this one. Like, I liked it.
If he reminded me of Millie Bobby Brown in the first Stranger Things. Because that first time when Millie Bobby Brown, when we saw her, we were like, wow, how did she do that? That's what that reminded me of. It was that type of performance.
Yeah. And when she put the hood on and she went all burning everything, I was like, she was badass. She was good. She was good. I think she's gonna have a good career going forward. But big shoes to fill. You're playing Drew Barrymore, role. So
I mean, with Marvel around, all those things are gonna have to come back around. So you never know. She could be in there.
See, what was she in anything else? She was in Black Widow. I don't know who she was in Black Widow.
Was the little girl? Was she Natasha in Black Widow?
Probably like a younger version of. She was Antone. Oh, she was
the other
version of Taskmaster.
Yeah.
I think, right?
I remember
Antonia. So yeah, so she's already in the MCU. There you go. But all right, let's get into our ratings.
All right, so what we got?
Where we at? All right. So just so you guys know, at the Nerd Huddle, us Spoiler Kings, I'm gonna try to do. Will's got this thing such down a pat. Yeah, he's got it like down to memorization. But we do things a little different. We don't do 1 through 10, thumbs up, thumbs down, all that stuff. We do now, later, or never. Keep it nice and simple. So now means drop whatever you're doing, go watch this right now. It's worth it. Later means wait till it comes out on DVD, wait till you're watching it, and then put it on the streaming service, or wait till you're doing dishes. No rush. And it never means don't watch it. It's not with the time of your day. You're gonna not be happy at the end of it. So that being said, what are you giving this one?
I'm going to definitely give this a later, especially at the ending. The ending almost pushed me to never.
Yeah,
like I mean, I didn't understand the ending. I understand letting her, she gets picked up and gets carried off on the beach. What? It just didn't make any sense. I could have said this has been a now-ish, but I'm on the edge of later to almost never. And as I said, Zac Efron needs to have someone else start picking up his movies. Read the whole script, bro.
Yeah,
read the whole thing.
Right. Yeah, he's just like, oh, it's Drew Barrymore's like remake. All right,
I'm in. Yeah,
I'm in. Yeah. I'm probably gonna give this one a never. Honestly, it just was not good. Like it had its moments in the beginning, but then the ending just, for me, in pretty much all movies, the ending is make and break. Something like this, especially in a short film, the ending's super important, and the ending was not good at all. Not good at all. So I'm giving it a never. Like, you can honestly, you don't have to watch it and feel like you're missing anything.
Well,
there's no.
Not many people did see it. I think it was a $12 million cost to make the film, and they made $3 million.
Yeah. It was. I mean, also it came out on Peacock as well as theaters, so I think Peacock is kind of got it's going. So a lot of people have Peacock now, so that's kind of hard to tell, but it's also out there with like Doctor Strange. People are still going to go see that.
Talking about more people are going to. More people saw Sonic this weekend than saw Firestarter.
I believe it. I believe it. Yeah. And then also we do Rotten Tomatoes. So the tomato meter, which is your critics, 100 reviews, 13%.
Ooh.
13. That is the lowest since we've been doing reviews. That is the lowest I've seen. That's insane. And then the audience, 100 plus verified audience ratings is 48%. So the audience was a little bit better with it, but still
because
all bad all
go to
around.
movies to go see it, so of course you didn't hate it as much.
Yeah. I mean, some of these, like one person, one of the audience was like, not as good as the first one with the young Drew Barrymore. Maybe the sequel will be better, but it can't end like that. And they give him 2.5 stars, which I'm like, wow. Like you said, like it sucks. Maybe the next one's better, and you gave it 2.5 stars.
As of yesterday, the movie grossed $3.8 million in the United States, $2.1 million in Canada, so $5.9 million worldwide. Cost $12 million to make. Rotten Tomatoes now, you said 13%. The average rating is a 3.8 out of 10.
Whew.
Yeah, it's terrible. This is one of the worst Stephen King adaptations.
Sequel? Yeah. Feel like playoffs. Like, yeah, it's a sequel. You don't do a sequel for a 13% movie.
Of those 48% that gave it a positive score, only 27% will recommend it.
Jeez. Wow.
Only 27 were recommended.
Then we got GZ in here. When Andy hypnotized that lady who smoked cigarettes, did you think he beat her out of $300? She gave him 3 bills and said she only had $75. He said it's okay, but later in the movie you see him a $1 bill and told Irv it's $100. Yeah, that's true. That scene took me back to the cigarette smoker. Yeah. But I feel like I said, I feel like Andy was trying to be a good guy.
Yeah.
So I want to say probably not, but possible. But where he needed to get that ride. So stuff like that. Kind of took advantage of his powers.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But it could be. It could be like, oh, yeah. But she's like, oh, I only have 75, and it's like 3 bills, and it was like $300. Could be.
Did you ever feel like his powers were really he has the force?
Like these are not the droids.
These are not the droids.
Yeah. It was a little lame. I want to know how long was he using his powers for that they started like literally tearing up his mind, like his brain was dying. So it was like, I mean, he's not that old, and they're like, oh, when he was in college, that was when I guess stuff like that. But
12, 13 years, because she's 11, so he probably after a couple of years after he got out of college, he had her. So 13 years, he probably only did it for 5. He was stopping it for all the other time.
Well, I guess he also had it when he was a kid, right? Because he saw his parents die before it happened, kind of thing. So maybe I don't know. Little details that they're like, you don't need to know those.
Yeah, but that's probably why he chose. It's almost like he committed suicide by doing that, telling Charlie to do this. Like,
but
so
man,
she doesn't see me. But she just lost her mother the day before. Like, it's just, come on, man.
Yeah. And they don't even explain like how she got out of the mind trick, because she just like kind of snapped out of it, right?
Yep.
Because she didn't burn everything down. She didn't kill him, unless I don't know. It's just there's too many gaps in it.
Or once he died, it snapped out of it. She snapped out of it immediately.
Yeah. Or maybe he wasn't, because he killed the bad guys that she was meant to kill. He wasn't part of everything. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you're not part of that team anymore, so I don't need to kill you because I'm not told, to kill you.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just putting that, like, the whole time he was like, I got to do good. I got to make sure my daughter's safe. And then you're like, oh, hey, kill me and everything else here, and then go live your life. It was like, is she gonna remember this? Because that's kind of messed up, dude. So yeah, I don't know.
Jimmy says that this movie for some reason reminded me of Brightburn, but that movie I liked. I couldn't watch Brightburn. Brightburn was too much for me. I mean, the way people were dying and that little kid, it was too much for me. I was like,
Wasn't that James Gunn? The Brightburn?
it had to be, right? I think it was James Gunn. Brightburn was just too much, man. What happens when Homelander was a kid? That's basically what Brightburn is.
It was produced by James Gunn, written by Brian Gunn and Mark Gunn, but David Yarovsky directed it. Yeah. So there's a lot of the Guns involved in it, but didn't direct it.
It was too much death, and it was happening so gruesome. It was
a lot.
It's too much for me to even take.
Yeah. And then GZ said she probably forgave him in the moment because he did kill the fire suit guys as well. Saw they trapped her. She was exhausted after trying to burn through them. Well, that could be too.
Honestly, what happened? Didn't he like give up? He was like and let her like judge him. Like he was just totally like hey,
Well, he had told the captain. He goes. The captain told him. She goes, oh, she's gonna burn you and kill you. He's like, and I deserve it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it was like he was accepting it. He was like, yep, it's time to pay the piper.
And she just kind of, and he gave up. He killed those other two people. And he gave up. He just let her, and she decided to not kill him. Or she was too tired, or she just didn't want to be alone.
Yeah. I mean, or she snapped out of it and remembered the promise. That's why it's so open to interpretation. Like it's good and bad. Like I don't mind when things are open like that, but also
the movie
certain times if you don't do it right,
it's too short to not have a definitive answer.
Yeah. I don't know, but yeah, man. Let's end this here.
Yep, I think that's a good time to do it.
Yep. But cool, yeah, man. Thank you all you guys for tuning in. Jimmy, glad to see you back in here. Derpy, as always, hanging out, poking fun, saying all his little jokes. And then GZ, appreciate it.
Yeah,
thank you. Over on Twitch though,
I liked it.
Yeah, over on Twitch, you get all the Nerd Huddle. So if you follow us on the Nerd Huddle, you get us Spoiler Kings, you get Dynasty Pylon, you get Panda and Grizzly, Morning Spike. So you get everything over on the Twitch channel. So you get, and that's like daily. Oh, well, almost daily.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So if you're into sports too, Nerd Huddle, we do a lot of the sports, and then stuff like that. Cool. But we will see you guys later.
See you guys. Thanks.